Hello everyone, I'm Ray10K and this is another episode of my Revolution 3 Let's Play for Minecraft 1.7.10. Now, last episode I built the insides of this here factory. You can see the little robot up there, just peeking through the window. It's kind of cute. In any case, in this episode I'm gonna do a little work inside. As you can see, I've already hooked up a small sub-tank for lubricant, part of which goes into this gearbox here, which is going to come up in a moment. And well, upstairs the only real change I did was that I swapped out that inventory simulator for a regular old chest because it couldn't export stuff. I could put stuff in it, but it wouldn't come out. In any case, the rest is still working as it did last time you saw it. So yeah, with that said, let's get on with today's episode. I haven't really got a plan for what I'm going to do this episode, but I've got a few things that I gotta work on. A few things that I've got some incomplete maintenance, that kind of stuff. So let's get on with it. This here is an extractor, as the title already says. This is perhaps one of the more controversial items in rotary craft. Basically, it's an ore multiplier that can multiply up to 5 times, and a lot of people think that that's kind of overpowered. In and of itself, it could be seen as kind of overpowered, but it's got a few balancing things that make it a lot less overpowered. In short, unless you are already at the level where you can make bedrock stuff, you're not going to be able to power this one fully the entire time. As you can see, there are 4 stages, and each have their own unique power, speed, and torque requirements. Now, in theory, a gasoline engine can supply enough power, enough torque, and enough speed for any 2 of those stages, but not all 4 at the same time. And besides, you need to transform the power that comes in with a 16:1 gearbox. And unless you babysit it a bit, you're just not gonna get enough power coming out of it in the right forms to constantly run with that. Sorry for the swear word there. In any case, let me just demonstrate how this is supposed to work. Just put 1 hour worth of fuel in there, it's spinning, and this one isn't doing a whole lot. Why isn't this one working? Oh darn, I bet I need to put power into the bottom, don't I? There's usually a way to tell by looking at the underside of the model. Yeah, power goes in the bottom. I'll be right back once I make myself a battle gear. Alright, that mishap handled. Anyway, as you can see, at this point I'm providing the power and speed needed for any of the 4 steps, but the torque is just not enough. So if I switch this gearbox from speed mode to torque mode, you can see it's spinning a whole lot slower, but now everything has the torque and the power it needs, but the middle 2 don't have enough speed. So let's see how this works. I put it in here. It should start processing then into, some material that can be processed into iron ingots. Woohoo! And yes, I am still going to stick with the immersive engineering crusher because right now it's a lot faster, a lot cheaper to operate, and in general just good enough. But yeah, the reason I'm still using this extractor is because processing iron all the way to the end sometimes creates a few items of tungsten. Tungsten is needed to work with pretty much all the high-level, well, mid to high-level rotary craft stuff. The most important part is tungsten is needed to get the device that can mine bedrock, and bedrock is used in all the top tier recipes, so yeah, that's where I'm at now. So now I'm gonna let this run, gonna switch around the gearbox as needed to try and get this stack of iron processed. So yeah, I'll be back in a bit. See ya! Alright, another while later, the annual dust, or whatever it was, got turned into slurry. The slurry got turned into 2 stacks of solution. So time to flip between those 2 settings and let the solution turn into, what's the word? Flakes, I think. Yeah, flakes. At the same time, I'm also starting a round of gold processing. I want to see what that creates in addition to gold, because every time one of these items passes through, there's a 2.5% chance of getting tungsten flakes. And again, tungsten is kind of important. So yeah, you know the drill now. Oh hey, achievement. Woohoo! Multiplier was in the extractor. Hey. Well, I'll be back later once we've got something more interesting to show. Alright, and roughly 4 hours later, I'm cooking up the last bit of the gold that I put in right after the iron, and done. Hey, precisely a stack. In any case, this one's pretty much out of gasoline, which makes it a little easier to remove it, because I think it's just plain up too slow. So I've prepared to, here we go, use 4 gasoline engines to power this extractor. Except it's going to be a little more complicated than just hooking up 4 of those engines. See, there's a thing with how the speed and torque stuff works that actually means that having 2 4-to-1 gearboxes in a row will make this system a lot more efficient than just adding the old 16-to-1 gearbox back. I'll show you what I mean in a moment. Let me just first real quick hook up all of this. That's all nice and soaked. Then I just need to place these 4 over here because I want to be able to reach them with relative ease. I'll need 3 of these and 1 of these. I'll just put it like that. And then put this over here. Let's cut through the input to black like that. Yep, okay. And these 3 like so. Rotate. No, wait, we want to merge power. Oh, and we want to output on the left from those 2. Yep. Those 2. And like that. Okay, so now they're all hooked up. Now it's time to explain why I'm using 2 1-to-4 gearboxes instead of a single 1-to-16 gearbox. In short, these 4 produce enough power, enough speed and torque to run the first 2 stages pretty much perfectly, with a whole lot more speed than, no wait, a whole lot more torque than normally. However, on the second stage, they need I need to down transform the what's the word? I need to increase the speed and as such reduce the torque. And that's still at a 1-to-16 ratio. But if I manage to put the raw well, actually let me put it this way. For the first 2 stages I need a 1-on-1 conversion ratio for the first and last stage I need a 1-on-1 conversion ratio. For the middle two stages I need a 1:16 ratio. By using one gearbox in speed mode and one gearbox in torque mode, I essentially turned this entire setup into a 1-on-1 transformation from, you know, the output of the engines. It's a little hard to explain, but let me just grab a bunch of stuff here. Oh, darn. I'll be right back. Sorry about that mess just now, but anyway. This goes in here, this goes in here, this goes in here, and this goes in here. So they now all have 1 hour worth of runtime, and I think I just sort of gotta flip these around, like so. Now these two have all the power and torque they need, just not the speed. If I flip this one, these two now have the torque they need and work at a pretty decent pace. But now these two need a lot more torque, these outer two. But yeah, that should work a lot more efficiently than just using one engine and toggling around a 1:16 thing. Oh, oops. Okay, incoming angry Enderman. Okay, I had a few encounters with Enderman popping up out of nowhere, looking for my blood, apparently. In any case, this is now running again, and I think it's running a bit faster than before. So in any case, it's getting a bunch more speed and torque. So yeah, that should work now. In any case, while that's running, I've been planning out my next step of what to do. And in short, over there, I'm going to build a facility to generate a large quantity of RF power using industrial immersive engineering. Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, gotta gather a bunch of resources for that, and I'll be right back. See you soon. Okay, so remember this old area? The one with the crossbreeding stuff? Yeah, I'm gonna take this down and I'm gonna build that, that energy production center I was talking about earlier right over here. I've also filled up this little pond that used to be there. So yeah, that's the plan for now. I'll be right back once I've got something to show. See you later. Alright, so it's been a while. I've been pretty busy. My life's also been pretty busy, and this is what I've got so far. A large field with wheat. Why wheat? Well, like I mentioned before, I'm going to try and make a biodiesel engine from immersive engineering, and, well, biodiesel needs some bio stuff to turn into biodiesel. The reason why I took wheat, though, is because both the wheat itself and the seeds of wheat are actually pretty important ingredients in making biodiesel. Let me show you. So, here's a bucket of biodiesel, here's the biodiesel itself. So as you can see, in a refinery, biodiesel is made from equal parts ethanol and plant oil. Looking into plant oil, you see you can make it from regular old seeds. Looking into ethanol, you can see that, one moment, no, not that one, no, that regular old wheat can be used to make ethanol, both in 80 millibucket deliveries, I guess, each taking 80 ticks to make. So, on average, once per tick, you can turn one seed into 1 bit of plant oil and 1 wheat into 1 millibucket of ethanol. That's the fun part. Now for the difficult part. See, I can't just get regular old wheat seeds from this farm. I have to craft up the wheat into the seeds. And that's where I had the first snag in planning all this, because, well, I currently have only 3 well, Okay, it's not that I don't have options to autocraft, it's that they are either slow, expensive, or require a whole bunch of infrastructure that I just don't have, which is where this little collection of items comes into play. I'm going to turn these into a immersive engineering assembler, which is immersive engineering's autocrafting mechanic. But yeah, that's still a little ways off. Additionally, I pretty much decided that once the harvested wheat is in the barrel full of wheat from this side, then the rest I'm going that I'll do the rest with only immersive engineering stuff. No other mods, no other stuff, just immersive engineering all the way, just to see if I can do it. So yeah, that's where I'm currently at. I'm also crafting up a whole bunch of stuff that I'll need for the actual biodiesel generator itself, or biodiesel engine, which is another snag I kind of hit. This is the this is the thing I'm making. As you can see, it requires a lot of stuff. Thankfully, I've got a lot of stuff cooking up, so I think I'll manage in terms of resources. That said, I'll be back in a bit once I've got everything I actually need. See you soon! Okay, so, been a while and I finally have pretty much everything ready to go. If you look on the map, you can see that there's some stuff behind that wall. But right now, let's just focus on this. This is a barrel that I'm going to, just give me a second, grab this one, grab that one. Did I bring the bell? I did not bring the bell. Let's just hope that it won't be necessary then. Anyway. Little magic robots there. Robot animation call. Okay, that one is now gathering the wheat that goes into that barrel. Next up, grab these two, put this one here, give him that one, and now that guy should be a little bit overwhelmed by the sheer amount of work he's got to do with all that wheat around. Anyway, with those two now harvesting and gathering the wheat, I can get started on the stuff on the other side. So, let me just quickly go there. So, as you can see, the wall on this side hasn't been constructed yet, and, well, there's a bunch of blocks on the floor. There's a good reason as to why the blocks are on the floor, and a somewhat good reason as to why there's no wall yet. The short version is, this is just a layout. This is just me putting down the blocks where I'm going to build the stuff that actually does things. So let's get on with that right away. First thing I'm going to need is the item robin. Basically, an item robin takes a feed of items, so you put items in it and yeah, you can take them out later on. So what I'm going to do is tell it, put one on this side, one on that side. Now, if I'm correct, I can, in theory, with the hammer. Oh yeah, okay. So it's now saying item count 0, item count 0, item count 1, and item count 1. Again, I need equal amounts of seeds and actual wheat itself. So next, I'm going to turn half the wheat right over here into seeds. For that, I'm going to need this one, I think. No, wait, not that set. For that one, I'm going to need these. Is that going to take sheet metal? I'll have to check my notes. Let me check, actually, because I'd rather not do this wrong. Okay, assembler. Yeah, okay, it does take metal sheeting. Anyway, metal sheet block. Don't mispronounce that one. Light engineering block, 2 conveyor belts, some steel scaffolding, and a few structural arms. Just gotta put some junk away. Okay, so a hammer. There we go. So that's the assembler. That's the auto crafting mechanic from immersive engineering. Reason I went with the assembler rather than anything else, like I mentioned before, is because pretty much every other means of doing auto crafting is prohibitively expensive, and as a bonus, this means that I can do this entire thing 100% immersive engineering compliant. So, next step, these two. Both these H shapes will be, you know, the stuff that makes the wheat and seeds into the actual liquids that are needed. So, let's get on with it. Another time skip. And we're back. So, let me just activate these two. There we go. Now, as you can see, they're very similar. In newer versions of immersive engineering, they are a lot more distinct, a lot, and the recipe is also less placeholder-y. And yeah, Philomena, excuse me for one moment. Okay, back again. Sorry, my pet bird is being naughty. Anyway, as I was saying, these two turn seeds into seed oil and wheat and such into ethanol. So, I'm going to quickly sleep through the night, and I'll be back in a second so we can get on with those two buildings. Okay, a little later, and we're ready to get started building the distillery, the block that's going to turn the ethanol and seed oil into actual biodiesel that we can use. So, let's quickly get on with it, because we've got better things to do than to lollygag. And done. So, let's see if it forms. There we go. Now this is going to be a pretty important part of the operation, so yeah, we're gonna come back to that in a little bit. I think if I read it all right, that this side is the input side, so in the future we're gonna wire pipes from here, past here to here. Basically the pipes from immersive engineering that you put multiple liquids through without any issues regarding mixing and such, so yeah. Either that, or the idea is that only one liquid can go through at a time, and they just alternate quickly enough that it's no issue. But yeah, net result, we don't have to worry too much. Moving on. Now that we've got some now that we've got a refinery to make ourselves any biofuel with, biodiesel, now we need a place to store the biodiesel, at least for a little bit, because we're going to use it pretty quickly. Anyway, let me get started on that. And back again. So, those of you who have seen the entirety of my series probably recognize this. It should be there we go. It's a fluid tank. Basically, I'm just going to pump the processed biodiesel out of here, put it in the tank, and from the tank push it into the engine that I'm going to build here. So let me just grab the stuff that I need for that, which isn't all that varied, to be honest. And I'll get right on with it. So, let's do that, and, well, by now you probably know the drill. See you all in a bit after the time skip. Alright, so now it's just a matter of figuring out which block I need to click on to... There we go! That didn't even take as long as I expected it. Anyway, so that's the stuff that's needed to get this all going, and I just realized that it's probably for the best if I flip this thing around. So yeah, let me just quickly do that. Thankfully, flipping these things around is not even 5 minutes work. All you need to do is replace the radiator blocks and the generator blocks, like so, and you're done. Flipped around. Nice, nice. So, now that I've got all that done, all that's left to do is to start wiring stuff up, and that's where things are going to get a bit hairy, because A, I'm going to need some temporary power to power, like, everything until I finally got the, you know, until I finally got the refinery up and running and feeding into the diesel generator. And there's a bunch of items that need to go just about everywhere, so yeah. I'll get on with that right now. See you all in a bit. Okay, it took some swearing, some trying, failing, trying again, failing again, etc. But now, oh come on. Now it seemed to be working, but apparently it's not. Because if I connect that one, this wire starts to burn apparently. So let's do a quick workaround there. Let's see, do I have one of those left? I do. Nice. See, the problem is high, low, and medium cables, voltage cables, can only hold a certain amount of RF at any given time. If you try to push too much through a too small wire, the wire snaps and burns. So yeah, you gotta make sure that everything that you wire up doesn't go over the limit of what your network can handle. Let me see, maybe if I do it like that. Orange was out, right? Should be a, yeah, orange is out, okay. Break this one for a second, replace, because I forgot to bring my wire snippers. Connect this one up to there, okay. So now that one's providing power to two items, and I can now wire up this one here, and then this one. So, and now it should all be completely separated. Now let's try not to get stuck on the conveyor belt, and let's hook it up, see if it actually works. Here goes nothing. Oops. Okay. Oh, darn it! Forgot one pretty important detail. Right now, all the output just drops on top of the industrial squeezer and the fermenter. Be right back, grabbing stuff to fix that. Alright, back at it again. Then this one goes here. Flip it around. Yeah, I'm holding shift so I don't get pushed around. Anyway, that's a dropping conveyor belt. It's just a conveyor belt with a hopper. And basically it inserts whatever goes across it into the inventory right below it. So, test 2. Does it work? Okay, this one goes like that. Splits it up like that. Half goes in here. Seeds go up there. And in here, the seeds slowly should build up slowly, but I guess they're getting used up faster than... Oh, I guess they're used all at once. Huh, cool. Didn't know that. Well, the more you know, the more you learn, etc. Anyway, this one's got plant oil, this one's got ethanol, which is then piped out into here. If I hold the hammer, I normally would be able to... No, wait, it's a bottle I need to hold. Okay, there are 7 buckets of biodiesel in there, which are then piped out into, supposedly, where is the... Is there a thing on this to see what it's doing? Apparently there's no way to tell how well it's currently filled. Can't just look at it like that. Maybe with the hammer? No. I'm sure this thing has an inventory. Sorry, an interface. At least I expect it to. This one's still slowly emptying out, but that's okay. It's got 4 million RF in there. But yeah, I'm now making biodiesel. Woohoo! I just need to figure out what's missing on this end. Perhaps I need to turn it on, which I imagine is that little red button there. So I'll be right back. I'll have to check how to flip this thing around. There's a way to mirror it. So, one sec. Well, that was easier than I thought. You just gotta click it like that. Just right-click the middle block there and it flips around. So, in theory, if I now put a quick lever on there, that was not the button I needed to press, but whatever. Put it on. It still doesn't look like it's running. It should be running now. Or at least be accepting oil in here. Maybe this one needs... Oh, okay. I see what I did wrong. This one eats a redstone signal. So now it should be pumping oil into here, and if I turn this one off, it's on! So it should be generating at about 8,000 RF per tick. So this one is already full. Let's just turn it off for now. Basically, this means that the build works. And I'm happy. I am absolutely freaking stoked. So yeah, let me just have a quick look around, see if there are any notable missing wires that burned out while I wasn't looking. Nope, doesn't look like it. The tank is steadily filling up with biodiesel. It's already at 50 buckets almost. Give it a second. 50 buckets, like I said. And yeah, I now have a reliable source of power. Lots and lots of power. Woohoo! So yeah, I'm gonna end the episode here. I'll have to check just how long it is all in all, but I've been keeping you guys waiting for long enough anyway, so yeah, no need to drag this out any further. Also, speaking of which, I'm sorry for the massive delay between last episode and this one. Life got a bit hectic for me over the last couple weeks, so yeah. Updates might be sporadic. That said, if you're still here listening, thank you. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye for now, and, well, I hope you enjoyed. Between episodes, I'm probably going to cover all of this up, by the way, so next time you see this, there's going to be a wall around it. Yep. I'm happy.